Welcome to the Wealth Beyond Debt Show. I'm your host, John, and alongside me today is Maya. And Maya, I have to say, today's topic is one that I think hits closer to home than almost anything we have ever covered on this show. No pun intended. We are talking about how to stop foreclosure and keep your home. And before we even get into the content, I just want to take a second and acknowledge something. If you are listening to this episode right now because you are in this situation or someone you love is, I want you to know that you made the right choice pressing play today. Because what we are going to walk through is going to give you real options, real resources, and a real path forward. This is not a theoretical conversation. This is practical, actionable information that has helped real families keep their homes, and it can help you too.
Absolutely, John. And I think that framing is so important right from the start. Because one of the biggest obstacles people face when they are dealing with foreclosure risk is not actually the financial situation itself, it is the fear and the shame that surrounds it. People go quiet. They stop answering their phones. They let the letters pile up on the counter unopened. And I completely understand that impulse. When something feels terrifying, the instinct is to avoid it. But in this specific situation, avoidance is the most expensive thing you can do. The window of opportunity to save your home is real, it exists, but it does not stay open forever. And that is exactly why we are here today, to help you understand that window, what is inside it, and how to use it before it closes.
So here is how today is going to flow. We are going to start from the very beginning. What foreclosure actually is, why it happens to good, hard-working people, and what the real cost of it looks like beyond just losing a home. Then we are going to walk through every single option available to homeowners who are in this situation. And we have got real stories of real people who faced foreclosure and won. And then at the end, Maya and I are going to walk you through a complete step-by-step action plan with specific phone numbers and free resources you can use today. Everything we share is free or low cost. So let's get into it.
So let's start at the foundation. What foreclosure actually is. Because I think a lot of people have a vague sense of it, but not a clear understanding of the mechanics. Foreclosure is the legal process a lender uses to take back a home when the borrower stops making mortgage payments. When you took out your mortgage, you signed an agreement promising to make regular payments. If those payments stop, the lender has the legal right to reclaim that property and sell it to recover what they are owed. Now here is an analogy that really puts it in perspective. Imagine you borrowed a friend's car and agreed to pay them back monthly. If you stopped paying, eventually they would take the car back. A mortgage works exactly the same way, except the stakes are infinitely higher because the thing being taken back is not a car. It is your home. It is your family's stability. It is everything you worked to build.
And here is something that most people do not fully appreciate until they are in the middle of it. The foreclosure process takes time, often months, sometimes over a year, depending on which state you live in. And that time matters enormously because it is your window to act. The earlier inside that window you take action, the more options you have available to you. Every day of inaction narrows that window. Every day of decisive action keeps it open. And understanding why foreclosure happens in the first place is actually really important, because I think a lot of people carry unnecessary shame around this situation, and that shame is one of the things that keeps them from picking up the phone and asking for help. Nobody buys a home expecting to lose it. Foreclosure almost always begins with something unexpected: sudden job loss, a serious medical emergency, a divorce, a significant drop in income, or an adjustable rate mortgage that suddenly spikes to an unaffordable level.
And think about that for a moment. A family that was perfectly comfortable on 2 incomes can become financially vulnerable overnight if one partner loses their job. That is not irresponsibility. That is not poor planning. That is life. And removing the shame from this conversation is genuinely important. Because the homeowners who ask for help are not the ones who failed. They are the ones who are paying attention and taking responsibility. The ones who truly fail are the ones who let shame keep them silent until the window closes completely. And the real cost of foreclosure, when it does go all the way through, extends far beyond losing the home itself. A foreclosure can drop your credit score by 100 to 150 points or more. It stays on your credit report for 7 years. During that time, getting a new mortgage becomes extremely difficult. Even renting a home becomes harder because most landlords check credit history. Some employers run credit checks as well, meaning foreclosure can actually affect your career opportunities on top of everything else.
And then there is the emotional toll, the stress, the uncertainty, the grief of losing a place that was truly yours. Children experiencing disruption in their schools, their friendships, their sense of security. The anxiety that sits on a family's chest every single morning. These are real human costs that no spreadsheet can fully capture. All of which is exactly why acting early is so critically important. The cost of foreclosure is enormous. The cost of making a phone call to get help is zero. And we are going to talk about exactly who to call and what to say.
Let's talk about the warning signs, the early signals that should prompt immediate action even before things become serious. Because foreclosure does not announce itself the moment you miss a single payment. It builds gradually, and it sends clear signals along the way. Watch for these: missing one or more mortgage payments, receiving phone calls or letters from your mortgage servicer, accumulating late fees on your account, receiving a formal notice of default or a demand letter, or simply feeling genuinely uncertain about whether you can make next month's payment. That last one is especially important, and I want to emphasize it. Do not wait until you have already missed payments to seek help. If you can see financial trouble coming, a job ending, medical bills stacking up, a divorce beginning, reach out to your lender and a housing counselor before the first payment is missed. Lenders have significantly more flexibility and willingness to help when a borrower comes to them early rather than after months of missed payments have already accumulated.
And before you can make a plan, you need to see the full picture of your finances honestly. This means sitting down and writing out every source of monthly income, every monthly expense, and every debt you currently carry. And I know that can feel uncomfortable when things are hard. Looking at the numbers when the numbers are bad is something most people want to avoid. But think of it this way. It is like turning on the lights in a dark room. Yes, you might see some things you would rather not see, but you cannot clean a room in the dark. You cannot fix what you refuse to look at clearly. Once you have an honest picture, you can identify exactly how large the gap is between your current income and your expenses. And that picture is what helps you, and any counselor or lender you work with, find the most realistic path forward. Clarity is always more powerful than avoidance. Always.
Alright, let's get into the actual options, because this is the heart of everything. And option number 1, the single most important action a homeowner in this situation can take, is also the most commonly avoided out of fear. Call your lender. Contact your mortgage servicer, which is the company you actually make your payments to. Explain your situation honestly and ask what options are available. People stop answering their phones. They let letters pile up unopened. They hope somehow the problem will resolve itself. It will not. Ignoring your lender accelerates the foreclosure process. Engaging with your lender early does the exact opposite. It opens doors that close permanently if you wait too long. When you call, use the words financial hardship clearly and directly. Lenders deal with this every single day. They have dedicated teams for exactly this situation. And contrary to what most people assume, lenders genuinely prefer to find a solution rather than go through the expensive and time-consuming foreclosure process.
And when you make that call, take notes. Write down the date and time, the name of the person you spoke with, and every option they mentioned. Follow up in writing whenever possible. Summarize what was discussed and what was promised. This paper trail matters. Now let's talk about option 2, forbearance. A forbearance plan is an agreement with your lender to temporarily reduce or pause your mortgage payments during a period of hardship. This is not forgiveness of the debt. The paused payments will eventually need to be repaid, but it provides real breathing room during a financial crisis. Think of it like pressing pause on a treadmill. The path is still there, and you will continue on it, but for a defined period, you are allowed to catch your breath before resuming. This time can be used to find new employment, recover from a medical situation, stabilize finances after a divorce, or rebuild enough savings to resume normal payments. Forbearance programs became widely known during the pandemic when millions of homeowners used them successfully, but they have existed for years and remain available through most lenders.
Option 3 is a loan modification, and this is where things get really powerful for homeowners who need a long-term solution rather than a temporary pause. A loan modification actually changes the terms of your mortgage to make your monthly payment more affordable on a permanent basis. This is different from forbearance, which is temporary. A modification is a long-term restructuring of your loan. Common modifications include reducing your interest rate, extending the loan term to spread payments over a longer period, rolling missed payments into the loan balance, or in some cases, temporarily deferring a portion of the principal. This process requires documentation, proof of income, hardship letters, bank statements, tax returns, and it takes time. But the result can be a permanently affordable payment that allows you to keep your home for the long term. A housing counselor, which we will talk about in detail shortly, can be invaluable in helping you gather the right paperwork and navigate this entire process effectively.
Option 4 is refinancing, and this one works best when you catch things early, before missed payments have damaged your credit score. If your credit is still in reasonable shape and your home has equity, replacing your current mortgage with a new one at a lower interest rate or longer term can reduce your monthly payments significantly. If you are currently current on your mortgage, but can see financial trouble approaching on the horizon, exploring refinancing immediately may lock in a lower payment before the situation becomes more serious. And then there are options 5 and 6, which are not what any homeowner wants to hear, but are genuinely important to understand as alternatives to the worst-case foreclosure outcome. If your home is worth more than you owe, meaning you have positive equity, selling the home yourself allows you to pay off the mortgage in full, keep any remaining equity, and avoid the catastrophic credit damage of a full foreclosure. A voluntary sale is infinitely better than a foreclosure sale. You protect your credit, you maintain control of the process, and you walk away with your dignity and financial resources intact.
And if you owe more on your home than it is currently worth, which is called being underwater on your mortgage, a short sale or deed in lieu of foreclosure may be your best available options. In a short sale, the lender agrees to accept the proceeds of a home sale even if it does not fully cover the outstanding loan balance. In a deed in lieu arrangement, you voluntarily transfer ownership of the home back to the lender to avoid the foreclosure process entirely. Both options cause significantly less credit damage than a full foreclosure and bring the situation to a clean resolution faster. These are not ideal outcomes, but they are meaningful steps above foreclosure, and in some situations, they represent the smartest path available.
Okay, I want to spend some real time here on the resources available, because this is the part of the conversation that most people never hear, and it changes everything. One of the most powerful and least utilized resources available to homeowners is the HUD-approved housing counselor. These are certified professionals who provide completely free, unbiased assistance to homeowners facing foreclosure. Let me say that again, completely free. A housing counselor will review your full financial situation, explain every option available to you in plain language, help you communicate with your lender, assist with applications for loan modification programs, and guide you through every step of the process. To find a HUD-approved housing counselor near you, visit hud.gov or call 1-800-569-4287. That call costs nothing, the counselling costs nothing, and the support you receive can genuinely save your home.
And beyond HUD counselors, there are several government programs designed specifically to help homeowners avoid foreclosure. FHA loans come with built-in loss mitigation options. VA loans have dedicated foreclosure avoidance programs specifically for veterans, and if you serve this country, please know that these protections exist for you and are worth using. USDA loans offer similar protections for rural homeowners. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau at consumerfinance.gov and the HUD website both maintain updated information on available programs and eligibility requirements. And here is something a lot of people overlook. State housing finance agencies also offer programs that vary by location. So researching what is available specifically in your state is genuinely important. Local resources are sometimes the ones that make the real difference, and they are often the least publicized.
And speaking of local resources, community organizations, non-profit institutions, religious organizations, and charitable foundations often provide housing counseling, financial education workshops, and sometimes even emergency financial assistance to help cover mortgage payments during a crisis. These resources exist in communities across the country, and most homeowners never know about them. The easiest way to find them is a call to 211 from any phone. This free national helpline connects you to local housing resources, emergency financial assistance, and social services in your area. It is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it takes about 3 minutes to get a referral to local help you may never have known existed. Write that number down right now, 211.
Let's talk about the practical financial side of navigating this, because beyond calling counselors and lenders, there are things you need to do internally with your own household finances to give yourself the best possible chance. First, build a foreclosure prevention budget immediately. And in this context, a budget is not just about tracking numbers, it is a survival plan. Your mortgage payment must sit at the absolute top of your priority list, above credit cards, subscriptions, and any non-essential spending. List every monthly expense and ruthlessly identify what can be reduced or eliminated temporarily. Streaming services, dining out, gym memberships, clothing budgets, all negotiable. Your home is not. Even freeing up $200 or $300 per month through expense cuts can create critical breathing room when every dollar is carrying weight.
And here is a prioritization principle that a lot of people get wrong when they are in financial hardship. Not all debts are equal. A credit card company cannot take your home. A mortgage lender can. This means mortgage payments take absolute priority over unsecured debts like credit cards and personal loans during a housing crisis. This does not mean ignoring other debts forever, but protecting your shelter comes first. And here is something worth knowing. You can explain your situation to other creditors as well. Many of them will offer hardship plans, temporary payment reductions, or deferrals of their own when you call and explain honestly what is happening. Most people never call. Most creditors have more flexibility than they advertise. The conversation costs nothing and frequently yields real relief.
And let's talk about your legal rights, because this is another area where most homeowners are operating blind. Foreclosure laws vary significantly by state. Some states require judicial foreclosure, meaning a court must approve the entire process, which typically gives you more time. Others allow non-judicial foreclosure, which moves significantly faster. Understanding which type applies in your state gives you a clearer picture of your actual timeline. The CFPB provides detailed information about homeowner rights during foreclosure at consumerfinance.gov. Lenders are required to follow specific procedures and notify you at specific stages of the process. If a lender violates those procedures, you may have legal grounds to challenge the foreclosure. A housing counselor or housing attorney can help you identify whether your rights have been respected throughout the entire process. And if they have not been, that matters.
You won't believe what I just found out. Check this out. My neighbor asked me a few days ago, "Are you paying off your mortgage the old school way or the new way?" I said, "What you are talking about?" He tells me the old way, 30 years of mortgage payments with over $300,000 just in interest. Or the new way. There is a financial program that Debt Free Made Easy offers, which enables anyone to pay off their 30-year mortgage in just 5 to 7 years and save more than $190,000 in interest. Really, yes, I am for real 100% guaranteed. Here's the best part. There's no refinancing, no changes to your budget, and no changes to your lifestyle. Incredible. I was curious, so I checked it out for myself. The results? My 30-year mortgage and all my other debts will be completely eliminated in just 7.4 years, and I'll save over $219,000 in interest, which goes back into my pocket. I will be debt-free and living life on my own terms. Listen to me. If you're trapped in the old way, see how much time and money Debt Free Made Easy can save you. It's quick, easy, and life-changing. The banks do not want you to know this, but don't let them know I told you. The secret is out. Scan the code or click the link below and start getting some of this money back today.
I want to share 2 real stories now, because strategy and information are powerful, but real human stories are what actually break through when fear has its grip on you. The first is Evelyn. Evelyn was a 54-year-old school administrator who lost her job when her district faced severe budget cuts. For 3 months, she ignored the letters from her mortgage servicer. Not because she did not care, she cared enormously, but because she was terrified. Opening those letters felt like acknowledging a reality she was not ready to face. When she finally called a HUD housing counsellor, she expected judgment. Instead, she received immediate, practical help. Within 2 weeks, her counsellor had helped her request and receive a 6-month forbearance plan from her lender. That window gave Evelyn the time she needed to find a new position. She resumed her payments and never missed another one. And what she said afterwards stayed with me. She said, the counsellor told her she should have called 3 months earlier. She was right. But even calling when she did saved her home. The worst thing she did was wait.
And then there is Marcus. Marcus was a 41-year-old contractor in Texas whose business slowed dramatically during an economic downturn. He had a wife, 3 kids, and a mortgage he had been faithfully paying for 7 years. When work dried up, he burned through savings within 4 months. By month 5, he missed his first payment. By month 6, he missed a second. But Marcus did something that changed everything. He did not wait for month 7. He called his lender directly, explained his situation clearly and honestly, and asked what options were available. His lender connected him with their loss mitigation department, and within 3 weeks, Marcus had been approved for a loan modification that reduced his monthly payment by $340. It was not a perfect solution. The loan term extended and he would pay more over the long run, but it kept his family in their home while his business recovered. 2 years later, Marcus refinanced into a better rate and is back on track completely. His story is not extraordinary. It is what happens when someone refuses to let fear make their decisions for them.
And both of those stories have the same core lesson. Action, taken early enough, changes outcomes. Evelyn waited 3 months and still saved her home. Marcus acted before things spiraled further and protected everything he had built. The common thread is not perfect timing or perfect circumstances. It is the decision to pick up the phone instead of letting another day pass in silence. And I think about all the people listening right now who are in that exact space, that paralyzed, frightened, avoid the letters space. And I want to say this as directly as I possibly can. The people in these stories are not exceptional. They are people who made one decision, to ask for help. That is the only difference between them and someone who loses their home.
Before we get into the full action plan, there is something critically important we need to address, and that is foreclosure rescue scams. Because unfortunately, when people are desperate and frightened, predatory actors show up offering fake solutions. And foreclosure scams are widespread, sophisticated, and genuinely devastating to the people who fall for them. The most common scam involves a company that promises to stop your foreclosure for an upfront fee, sometimes thousands of dollars. They collect the money, do little or nothing, and disappear while your foreclosure proceeds. Another version involves someone offering to take over your mortgage payments while you continue living in the home, and then evicting you once they have taken ownership of your property. These scams are real, and they destroy families who were already in crisis.
So here are the rules that protect you from every single one of them. Never pay upfront fees for foreclosure help. Legitimate non-profit counseling through HUD-approved agencies is completely free. Never sign documents you do not fully understand. Always get independent legal review before signing anything related to your home. Never sign over the title of your home to anyone promising to save it for you. Be deeply skeptical of any company that contacts you unsolicited about your foreclosure, especially if they found you through public foreclosure records, which are publicly accessible, meaning scammers actively mine them for vulnerable homeowners. And always verify any organization through HUD.gov before engaging with them. If something feels wrong, trust that instinct and call 1-800-569-4287 to speak with a legitimate HUD-approved counselor instead.
And here is a practical scam test that works in almost every situation. Legitimate help never costs money upfront, never requires you to sign over your property, and never pressures you to make quick decisions. Urgency is a manipulation tactic. Real housing counselors give you information, explain your options clearly, and let you make informed decisions at your own pace. Any organization that pressures you to decide immediately or sign something today before you have had time to think, walk away. The urgency they are creating is artificial. The urgency created by your actual foreclosure timeline is real, but it is managed through counselors and lenders, not through companies cold calling you with promises that sound too good to be true.
All right, let's bring everything together into a complete step-by-step action plan, because we have covered a tremendous amount of ground today, and I want to make sure every single person listening leaves with a clear, specific sequence of actions they can start on today. Step 1. Open every letter and document from your lender immediately. I know this is hard. I know it feels like opening those letters makes the situation more real. But those documents contain critical deadlines and legal notices that you absolutely need to know about. Missing a response deadline because you did not open the letter is one of the most preventable ways people lose options they could have used. Set a rule today. Every piece of mail from your mortgage servicer gets opened the same day it arrives, no exceptions.
Step 2. Call a HUD-approved housing counselor before you do anything else. Before you call your lender, before you explore any programs, before you make any decisions, call 1-800-569-4287 or visit HUD.gov to find a certified counselor near you. This call is free, it is confidential, and it gives you a knowledgeable advocate who understands the entire process and can guide every subsequent step. A good housing counselor will help you organize your financial documents, explain your specific options based on your loan type and situation, and help you communicate effectively with your lender. Having that person in your corner changes the entire dynamic of the conversation with your lender. You are no longer a frightened homeowner trying to navigate a complex system alone. You are an informed borrower with professional support.
Step 3. Gather your financial documents now, not later. Your lender and housing counselor will need specific documentation to assess your situation and process any assistance applications. Start collecting these immediately. Your 2 most recent pay stubs or proof of income, your 2 most recent federal tax returns, your 2 most recent bank statements for all accounts, a complete list of your monthly expenses, any documentation of your hardship such as a termination letter, medical bills or divorce decree, and your most recent mortgage statement. Organize these into a folder, physical or digital, so they are ready the moment they are needed. Applications for forbearance, loan modification, and other programs move faster when documentation is complete and organized. Delays in gathering paperwork can cost you time you cannot afford to lose.
Step 4. Contact your mortgage servicer directly and request a loss mitigation department. Be clear, honest, and specific about your situation. Explain the hardship, when it began, and what your current financial picture looks like. Ask explicitly about forbearance options, loan modification programs, and any other assistance available for your loan type. if you have a government-backed loan, FHA, VA, or USDA, ask specifically about the programs associated with your loan type, because these loans carry specific protections and options. Take detailed notes on every call, date, time, representative name, and every option discussed. Follow up any verbal agreement with a written summary sent to your servicer in writing, either by email or certified mail, so there is a clear record of what was agreed.
Step 5. Build your hardship letter. Most loan modification and forbearance applications require a written hardship letter explaining why you fell behind and what has changed or is changing to make future payments possible. Keep it honest, specific, and focused on facts. Explain what happened: job loss, medical crisis, divorce, income reduction, when it happened, and what your current situation looks like. If your circumstances are improving, explain that clearly. If you have found new employment, include documentation. Lenders are looking for evidence that you want to keep the home and that there is a realistic basis for believing you can resume payments with assistance. A housing counsellor can review your hardship letter before you submit it to make sure it presents your situation as clearly and compellingly as possible.
Step 6. Explore every available program simultaneously, not sequentially. While you are waiting to hear back on a modification request, research state housing finance agency programs in your state. Call 211 to learn about local assistance programs. Check whether you qualify for emergency mortgage assistance through any community or non-profit organizations in your area. Look into whether your employer offers an employee assistance program that includes financial counseling or emergency funds. These parallel tracks matter because timing in foreclosure prevention is critical. The more options you are actively pursuing at once, the less dependent you are on any single outcome. Some programs have waiting lists, some have limited funding. Starting all of them early gives you the best chance of having a solution in place when you need it.
Step 7. Understand your legal rights and consider a consultation with a housing attorney if your situation is complex or if you believe your lender has not followed proper procedures. Many legal aid organizations provide free or low-cost housing legal assistance to homeowners facing foreclosure. Visit lawhelp.org to find free legal aid resources in your state. If you have received a notice of default or a foreclosure lawsuit has been filed, a legal consultation becomes especially important. An attorney can identify procedural errors by the lender, evaluate potential defenses, and in some cases negotiate directly on your behalf. And step 8. Throughout this entire process, protect your mental health. Reach out to trusted family, friends, or a counselor. The stress of potential home loss is real and significant, and carrying it alone makes everything harder. You do not have to navigate this in isolation.
And I want to take a few minutes to talk about what comes after. Because whether you successfully save your home or go through a sale or modification, there is a rebuilding phase that matters enormously for your long-term financial health. If you kept your home through forbearance or modification, the work is not finished when the immediate crisis passes. Use the stability you have regained to build a financial foundation that gives you more protection going forward. Start with a modest emergency fund. Even $500 to $1,000 in a separate savings account creates a critical buffer between an unexpected expense and a missed mortgage payment. Open a high-yield savings account at ally.com or marcus.com, where your money earns significantly more interest than a traditional bank account. Set up automatic deposits, even small ones, every payday, so the fund builds without requiring a conscious decision each month.
And look at your mortgage terms carefully once the crisis has passed. If you received a loan modification that extended your term or increased your rate, refinancing into better terms once your credit has recovered and your payment history is re-established may save you significantly over the long run. Set a calendar reminder for 18 to 24 months from now to review your mortgage options again. Your situation today is not your situation forever. Credit recovers, circumstances improve, and better options become available to people who position themselves correctly. Monitor your credit report regularly at annualcreditreport.com, where you can pull free reports from all 3 major bureaus. Look for errors, track your score's recovery, and understand what is affecting it. Knowledge of your credit situation gives you the ability to make strategic decisions about when to pursue refinancing or other financial opportunities.
And perhaps most importantly, look at what created the vulnerability in the first place and address those root causes honestly. If the crisis was caused by insufficient emergency savings, make building that fund your highest financial priority. If it was caused by income depending entirely on one source, explore ways to diversify your income streams. If it was caused by a mortgage payment that was always at the outer edge of what your income could support, have an honest conversation about whether your current housing costs are truly sustainable long-term, or whether a voluntary change now is smarter than another crisis later. These are not comfortable conversations, but they are the ones that genuinely change trajectories, not just for one crisis, but for the entire financial future of your household.
And with that, I think we have covered this topic as completely as it deserves to be covered. Maya, I want to say, the way you broke down these options today, the real talk about scams, the legal rights conversation, all of it, this is exactly the kind of content that I believe genuinely changes outcomes for families. This is not abstract financial theory. This is the stuff that keeps people in their homes. Thank you, Maya, for an incredibly insightful discussion on foreclosure prevention today. Your knowledge and perspective has truly enriched our understanding of this deeply important topic. And to our dedicated listeners of the Wealth Beyond Debt show, we appreciate you more than you know for joining us today. If you found real value in this episode, please consider liking and sharing it, because there is someone in your life right now who needs to hear this conversation. Someone who has a letter sitting on their counter they have not opened yet. Sharing this episode might be the thing that moves them to act before it is too late. Together, we can empower more individuals and families to pursue a debt-free life and protect the homes they have worked so hard to build.
And I want to leave every listener with this. If you are in this situation right now, please do not let another day pass without taking one action. Just one. Call 1-800-569-4287 and speak with a free HUD-approved housing counselor. That single phone call has saved more homes than any other single action we discussed today. Your home is worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. The path forward exists. You just need to take the first step onto it.
We also want to hear from you. Leave a comment with any topics you would like us to explore in future episodes. This show exists to serve you and your financial journey, and your suggestions genuinely shape what we cover. Until next time, stay informed, keep striving for financial freedom, and we will catch you again on the Wealth Beyond Debt show.